Hello. In the last video, we saw the need to make change today. This video is like a follow-up or an addition to that video in the way that someone might say, I don't know what change I should be making. It's not clear to me what adjustments I need to be making or how I can get from that point where I am now to that point where I want to be. And it's okay. The key is this: we need to go inside to ourselves and explore and be truthful with that examination. What should I be doing differently now that can make me achieve the goals that I yearn to achieve? And it could be any change, but I want us to feel this way or go with this approach. See the change process as a quest. You know, when someone is like on a treasure hunt or an expedition or an adventure, when you look at the changes that needs to be made as a quest, when we set out on that quest, we do not know what we are going to find. We probably might not find something at the end of the adventure or the quest. But does that stop us from making that journey or starting it if we really believe that there's something that we can achieve? The process, don't get it wrong, can be very hard. It could be one that we do not even know where to start from or where we are going to end up. But the key is in trusting in the process and making an honest examination of self. And what is important here is the fact that we keep or maintain the pattern of change. The fact that we focus on the journey, not on the destination. Because when we focus too much on the end point, the destination, we lose track of every single experience that we collect along as we go. And these are the teaching moments. These are the experiences that we need to adjust and make the quest a more interesting one. And like we know, every quest, every journey in terms of uh, seeking for something worthwhile, it takes sweat, it takes blood, there's a lot of effort in it. And probably at the end of the day, there's no certainty that we can achieve or gain the prize. But the belief that we keep going, the push, maintaining the same pattern, knowing that every single experience we collect along the line kind of molds us to be the best version of ourselves. And this is where that change is happening that we might not be seeing. So we need to let the change process be like a teaching moment. The experiences we collect from that journey, let it be what makes us the real you. And the idea is in trusting. The key word is trusting the process, that eventually things would work out. You know, I recently met a friend and he really impacted me deeply because looking at his life story, I realized that our mindset, irrespective of the difficulties that we might have, irrespective of what we are going through, irrespective of the changes that we need to make or should be making or find difficult making, we need to keep pushing on. We need to view every step as a change process. And what can we learn from his experience? He was born with many difficulties in terms of health. He was a bit disabled, not able to uh, walk or talk until a very later age in life. But what I found very impactful about his story was he never let any of this stop him or dampen his spirit. He was this very, or he is this very positive person. And when we spoke, he made me see how every step of the way or his life story, he saw every of this as a quest, a journey. He's going to the, and he broke it down in stages that I get to this stage, I've achieved this, and it gets to the next stage. The thing about the guy's story is this: he was so passionate about his job, but because of his disability, at one point he was forced to resign his job. But he actually went back and had to learn a new skill. Yeah, and that skill was actually what helped him not focus on being forced to retire early from a job that he was so passionate about, but focus on getting something new, making the needed adjustment. And he was happy with such changes. So the key is on being very resilient. We need to develop this great spirit, the spirit of never give up, the spirit of we keep going at it no matter what it takes. And that is what would make the change happen. So notice again the process of viewing it as a quest is really key to making a success of it. And that's what I say it's the Injiko spirit, the ability to connect, or the ability to connect not only with self, but the ability to connect with other people. So when we look at that process as something that would take us to a hidden gem, then it keeps giving us the push. It gives us that push to keep going on, the resilience that we need, the push, the sweat. And even when things are not working, the fact that we think of every experience that we accumulate in this journey as something worthwhile, that alone would help us make good of the situation. So, again, in concluding, it's good to note that the change process doesn't happen immediately. It's a process. It takes time. So giving it the time it needs, making an honest examination of what we need to adjust, being resilient in facing what is in front of us in terms of telling ourselves the truth regarding what we need to do and how we should be doing it, and even the cost of doing it. The fact that we appreciate that experience or those experiences or build that resilience is the key that we need to be successful. So keep the pattern going, never give up, keep looking for ways to make the changes. Focus on the journey, not on the destination. Don't look at when am I gonna get there? When am I gonna see the change? Focus on the experience that is gathered as the journey progresses. That is key. And let the change process be a teaching moment. The fact that you gather every lesson that needs to be learned. And this is actually what presents the best version of you or kind of gets you to the goal. Remember, Trust the process, even when we feel it's not working.